Hello, and welcome to Hall County Schools Special Education Meeting Notice Training. Hall County Schools was found out of compliance with the IDEA in regards to parent opportunity to examine records and parent participation in meetings. In this particular case, the general education teacher was unable to attend the meeting at the last minute. Another general education teacher did attend the meeting. However, because we did not get an excusal notice, update the meeting notice, and obtain parent signatures, as well as provide the parents with the opportunity to request to reschedule the meeting, we were found out of compliance with the law. The Georgia GaDOE resolution mandates that we train all special education teachers, special education district level staff, and all school administrators on how to implement proper procedures with regards to meeting notices, informing parents, and seeking excusal when appropriate. Today, we will review requirements, policies, practices, and procedures in Hall County for completing the IEP meeting notice and parental participation in IEP meetings. The Hall County Special Education Handbook has been updated to align with this training and policy and procedures. Please be sure to review the handbook under individual education programs, specifically IEP team information, excusal of the IEP team members, parental participation, and parental opportunity to examine records. Under the IDEA, we must ensure that parents are provided ample opportunity to participate in their child's IEP. This includes, but is not limited to, notifying the parent early enough to attend the meeting and scheduling the meeting at a mutually agreed upon time and location. This meeting notice must include the purpose, time, location of the meeting, as well as note who will be in attendance at the meeting, both required and additional team members. Please recall that at every IEP meeting, the general education teacher, special education teacher, and LEA are required members. Depending on the purpose of the meeting, there may be additional required members. If a required member is unable to attend the meeting, you must find an appropriate replacement, someone directly involved in the education of the student, and notify the parents as soon as possible. If this happens on the day of the meeting, please follow these steps to ensure the parents are properly notified and have the opportunity to reschedule the meeting if they so choose. First, find a replacement team member. Again, someone qualified to fill the role and who is directly involved in the education of the student. 2, create an excusal form for the required member who cannot attend. 3, create a new meeting notice with the replacement team member. 4, print the new meeting notice and the excusal and obtain parent signature on both. If the parent denies the request to replace the team member or excuse a team member, the meeting is canceled and rescheduled. Do not proceed any further. Please follow these steps at the meeting. Begin with presenting parent rights. Then introduce all team members and their roles. If a required member listed on the original meeting notice is unable to attend, explain why and introduce the new team member. Ask the parents if they are willing to move forward with the meeting with the new team member present. If no, stop and reschedule the meeting. If yes, have the parents sign the new meeting notice as well as an excusal form for the absent team member. Explain to the parents what they are signing and why. Remember, do not proceed with the meeting until the updated notice and excusal have both been signed. A few things to point out. If the member who cannot attend is a required member, then you must create an excusal, get it signed by the parent, and introduce the replacement member. If parents agree to proceed with the meeting, print the new meeting notice and have parents sign it. Once all documents have been signed, you may proceed. Otherwise, stop and reschedule. Team members in the meeting must match the names on the signed meeting notice. We have created a guidance document for creating an excusal and altering a meeting notice in GoIEP. Please print or save this document for your reference moving forward. Additionally, it can be found on the SPED resource page under Online IEP Platforms GoIEP Guidance. GoIEP will not generate an excusal for eligibility meetings or RDRs because you cannot excuse required members for these meetings. When replacing required members, you must complete and obtain signatures for an updated meeting notice and use the excusal form in Teams. One will not be printed through Go. These required members must be replaced with someone qualified to fill the required role: general ed teacher, special ed teacher, or LEA. If there needs to be a last-minute change for required members, for example, the LEA is out sick, so a new LEA will attend, follow the previous guidance for sharing information with parents, completing new meeting notices, and completing an excusal form. Required members cannot be excused from eligibility or RDR meetings. This guidance is only for replacing required members in an emergency situation. If you have a last-minute change for an eligibility or RDR meeting, please be sure to follow these steps. Remember, required members cannot be excused, so you will need to complete a new meeting notice, obtain parent signature, and then create an excusal form from Teams and get that signed as well before you proceed with the meeting. This should only be done in an emergency situations. Timely meeting notice falls under parent participation and opportunity to review records. That said, we must provide 3 attempts to contact parents for special education meetings. The first notification comes once you've printed and issued the first meeting notice. Phone calls and face-to-face correspondence do not start the notice count. The meeting notice being sent can serve as the first notice of meeting. A reminder email with the meeting notice attached can serve as the second. And then a phone call reminder documented in the contact log can be noted as the third attempt for notification of meeting. We know that as a district, we try to be as accommodating of parent schedules as possible, but parental failure to respond does not excuse us from meeting timelines and following policy and procedure. If you are unable to contact the parent to set up a convenient date and time, please go ahead and select a date and time and issue a meeting notice to the parent. This will start our requirement of 3 notification attempts, and if the date and time does not work, then the parent can request to reschedule. However, all of this said, we must be mindful of timelines. Please do not wait 2 weeks prior to an IEP or eligibility expiration date to start scheduling. Additionally, do not set a meeting date right up against an expiration date. You should be setting these well in advance. Consider 2 months ahead of time to allow for the need to reschedule, illness, or inclement weather. Let's practice. Take a look at this scenario. The case manager calls the parent to try and schedule an IEP meeting date. It takes 2 weeks for the parent to respond. The parent agrees to a date. The parent calls 2 days later and says they need to reschedule. A week before the meeting, a meeting notice is sent with the agreed date and time. The day before the meeting, the parent says they can't come, but the IEP is set to expire the next day. The team states they provided 3 notices of meeting and go ahead and hold the meeting without the parent present. Are we in compliance? The answer is no. This scenario is not in compliance with the IDEA and policy. We did not provide ample notice of meeting, nor did we provide adequate opportunity for the parent to participate. Additionally, we delayed on timelines by not leaving enough time to reschedule. Let's look at another. The case manager calls the parent 2 months ahead of time of the IEP expiring to schedule a meeting, but never hears back from the parent. The case manager moves ahead and schedules a date and time for the IEP. The case manager prints and sends the meeting notice to the parent. 3 weeks later, the parent states they need to reschedule. The case manager reschedules and issues a new meeting notice. The date of the meeting comes and the parent is sick and needs to reschedule. The team has 3 weeks before the IEP expires to reschedule. The team reschedules for the following week and issues a new meeting notice. The meeting is held on time with the parent present. Are we in compliance? In this case, we are in compliance because we started scheduling well enough in advance to allow for the parents to reschedule and still meet timelines. Additionally, multiple notices were provided to the parent. Just a few closing reminders as we finish up. Start scheduling meetings early. Remember, any emergency or last-minute changes in required members require additional steps. Do not move forward with the meeting until the new meeting attendees are approved by parents and they get a chance to request the meeting to be rescheduled if we change meeting attendees. Do not forget to upload the newly signed meeting notice and/or excusal form if we must replace any required members. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate you. If you have any questions about this training, please contact me, Sarah Kulik. For questions about GoIEP, contact Trish Cottle. For questions about Teams forms, contact Laura Davis. For specific school-related questions, contact your local school special education coordinators. Thank you and have a great day.